Hello. Do you want to know how to avoid gallbladder attacks during the holidays and why they increase during that time? Stay tuned. We're going to dive into this important topic that you need to know about. My name is Jason Steves. I am a nutrition professional at the Nutrition and Health Center. And I'm joined by my co-host, Steve Steves, who's a clinical nutritionist and naturopath. And this is the Prosper Nutrition Show, where we want you to prosper and be in health. We're sharing health information that will help you to be equipped to have an abundant life and good health. Steve, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Doing awesome, Jason. Excited about this topic. I have a little testimony to share. Every year, Thanksgiving, my sweet little baby girl, Michaela, my youngest daughter, makes me my favorite pumpkin pie, all healthy ingredients, gluten-free grains. She uses coconut sugar, which has a low glycemic effect. She makes a healthy crust with it, and she puts in a grass-fed butter, which is nearly an entire stick of butter. And one year I just said, um, indulgent. We let our guard down. I ate that entire pie by Friday morning, midday, and I started to have nausea and pain in my abdomen.
Mm.
Was having a gallbladder attack because my gallbladder said, "You just put more butter down your pipes than you have swallowed probably in the last 6 months, you know?" And so the body was having to pump out bile and I was feeling nauseous. And I ended up out on the colonic, tried to get some relief that way, stirred up more toxins trying to release it. Then I went to the bathroom and threw up 2 or 3 times, and bile, what you could tell was being released because then I had more bowel movements and it came out just a green sludge. And then I was fine. And people will end up in hospital rooms when they have those kind of symptoms because they don't understand what to do. And so we're trying to give information today to prevent all that. Now I can eat that pie, but I need to take a few days to do it and then I take more of the lipotropic nutrients, which we'll mention in this show, to help prevent a buildup of sludge in that gallbladder and help you enjoy those foods during the holidays.
Hmm. That's great. Yeah, and I think it's interesting. I feel like people are probably experiencing symptoms that are associated with like liver and gallbladder congestion, and they don't even realize it. They're like, I'm just sick or I'm nauseous or whatever, but they don't realize that it has a lot to do with liver gallbladder, and they can really easily help themselves to recover. So when I've heard of some other stories that you've clients who have been helped, who've had been at the door, well, in the doctor's office about to have their gallbladder removed. And so what's kind of the first thing that you would start sharing with someone who is either feeling sick, not sure what it is? How would you enter into this conversation and trying to help them figure out that this could be liver gallbladder and what they can do about it?
Well, the symptom of nausea 90% of the time has to do with congestion in the liver gallbladder. That bile is trying to push out, and when it can't push out efficiently, or if it's having to work too hard, you'll start to feel that just intense nausea. I had a lady who was experiencing terrible pains from anti-inflammatory medication, and that really puts a lot of inflammation and toxicity into the liver, which then causes more biliary weakness, and the gallbladder then can't remove waste efficiently. She came into the office just writhing in pain, and she walked out an hour later having flushed her gallbladder in that office visit, and she was
Mm.
pain free. So, about a year later, she started to have the same problem and ended up in the emergency room. She had forgotten what she had experienced before.
Mhm.
She's literally in her gown getting prepped to go to surgery, and she grabs her clothing and walks out of her room, remembering that she had flushed her gallbladder out previously, called me up and said, "Hey, can I get in sometime this afternoon? I think I'm experiencing the same thing I did before. Can we flush that gallbladder out again?" And I said, "Sure thing, come on over." And so, with the medical staff on her heels yelling at her, "Oh, you need to get your gallbladder removed," she walked out and flushed her gallbladder one more time. And she has been a notorious stealer of individuals that were in hospitals that are about to get surgeries, and she'll take them, people that she knows, and get them into a safer place doing natural treatments before they get cut on excessively. And for
Yeah.
most people that are not familiar, there's about 600,000 gallbladders that are removed in the United States every year, 1.2 million in the world. So we're
Wow.
taking about half the gallbladders out. Uh, other other countries obviously know simple measures that we're going to talk about, and so they don't end up having as many gallbladder surgeries. We only represent about 1% of the world's population, and we're having 50% of all the gallbladder surgeries right here in the US. So, yeah, and there's a study on that condition, what they call it, um,
Mm.
cholecystectomy.
Hmm.
The removal of organs is not always the most beneficial thing to do in the case of especially digestive distress. We've seen people having inflamed appendix and end up doing some cleansing of their colon and actually save their appendix. But appendix is a dangerous situation. If it bursts, of course, you can get infection in the abdomen, and you will definitely need medical treatment for that.
Mm.
But the traditional digestive support to deal with fat metabolism and to prevent yourself from an emergency room visit is understanding the mentality of all the nutrients that are involved to make bile and to keep it flowing. Number one, we have to have
Right.
adequate water. We've got to get the hydration in there for that flow. And the major ingredient that's in bile is salt. So
Mm.
salt is a good thing. Mark 9, verse 50, Jesus said salt is good. And so we need salt, and many people show salt deficiencies when they have gallbladder issues. You'll see low sodium in their blood chemistry. So use a good quality salt. We like real salt. Comes from a deep seabed that was a prehistoric seabed um, found in the area of Redmond, Utah. So in using salt, magnesium also thins and breaks up biomaterial. But one that I'm particularly impressed by is the choline, the liquid choline that we use in our choline max. Remarkable. I've had less issues with clients in having to go through full-blown liver gallbladder flushes with the extensive use of the choline max and keeping gallbladders clean. We just see remarkable benefits there. Now, that's not on the in the digestion bundle, but it's considered part of our foundation. I know we're going to redo some bundles for the new year and make a few changes on the website, but the that choline max is a key element and assumed to be a foundational nutrient in all of the programs that we develop at the Nutrition and Health Center. The fatty acids, getting enough of the essential oils. So I shared that story with you about how I got sick with eating that butter, that rich butter in one entire day that was in the pie, the wonderful pumpkin pie that I ate. And the issue with digesting that fat has to do with the presence of essential fats as well. Essential fats help to emulsify. Butter is solid at room temperature. So saturated fats, some of the fats that are heavier to metabolize, create more work for the bile. And the bile, now it's a time of year when the weather's cooler, the cooler body temperatures, and the less drinking of water cause that bile to become more stagnant. And you can look that up. It's bile stasis or cholestasis, they call it, and it slows down the flow of bile. So hot soups this time of year, even spicy foods with cayenne pepper and garlic and ginger all have thinning bile effects as well. But looking to the protocols in the Prosper Nutrition formulas, Jason, of course we have our fiber in our bundle. You may want to show that bundle to everyone that's beneficial. And the also inclusive is the magnesium. I said fish oil. It's not in that bundle. It's a foundational nutrient, and everyone should get their omega check tested. If you haven't had that done, I will offer everyone listening to this program, we approach the Nutrition Health Center office to do an omega check. We'll give you 10% off that test. Please get your omegas tested. It is the number one factor in reversing heart disease and stroke, according to the JAMA report of a three-generational study done in 1996. They finally found out and realized what causes heart disease. Well, finding it by that time has not stopped the drug industry from producing cholesterol medications and blood thinning medications, which all have terrible side effects that cause damage to the liver and gallbladder and make the condition worse. They don't lessen the probability of heart attack and stroke. Those are manipulated statistics if you see any of those at all. So the truth is, God's way is always better. It always works faster, actually, without the detrimental effects that you see of the side effects of medication. So also in that bundle that should be there is one of my favorites, Digest Max. That is our herbal bitter that we use to help the vagal nerve stimulation for the body to produce its own hydrochloric acid. There's our foundational bundle. Let's see, don't want to miss anything there. Vitamin C is considered a basic element because the gut has immune cells in it. In fact, two-thirds of immune cells in the gut are two-thirds of the immune system is inside the gastrointestinal tract. And so when you activate the gastrointestinal tract with ascorbate, people will say, wow, I notice more bowel movements. My stools are softer, looser. That's ideal. We want more baby type poop, soft, loose, easy to eliminate. Vitamin C max, key for that. An alkaline pH balanced ascorbate vitamin C. There's nothing like it out there in the marketplace. So the probiotics are key. Obviously, they line the GI tract, they line your esophagus, inside your nasal passages, and even in the mouth to help prevent decay of your teeth. So good bacteria always need to be re-inoculated because there's so much bad bacteria that we're coming in contact with. Part of the bundle. But again, those foundational nutrients, the magnesium, the fish oil, the choline max, and what was the Digest Max. Those four added with this digestion bundle is a home run hitter. And consequently, all of these protocols I use, this fiber that we use has a soluble and insoluble blend, and
Mhm.
it's loaded with easy to digest fiber that's not bulky. It's not all gooey like you may have experienced with some cheap, what is that fiber that they make from corn husks? Psyllium. It's kind of silly, but it's got a P on the front of it. So psyllium, if you're wanting to pronounce that P in there. But psyllium husk fiber, not in this. This is a easy to digest fiber complex that dissolves in water.
Yeah.
So we do have a digestion article that I did a few years back, and it will be free for anyone who places an order on any of these products today. You can get a single product, you can buy a bundle, you can get all the products. And I take all the products, so I recommend all the products. So That's one of the things that's always enjoyable. And you meet someone that really has a passion about the work they do, they're living out the proof, the evidence of what they believe and share with greater passion and for longer period of time. I think about turning 66 in a month. And I just get excited for what the future has. More education. I'm still in school, and we'll be have a graduation party next summer, Mom said, to celebrate another step in education, just the beginning of more. You know as well, Jason, you're a learner. We were just talking about that
Mhm.
yesterday, planning for more education. We can never learn enough about how fearfully and wonderfully made we are, how God created things to function, and how we can improve the quality of life through the quality of our living and pass that on to our clients. I just pretty excited about it.
It's good. Yeah, it is an important thing that is often missed, but and then people are trying to work on their digestion, like you mentioned. They'll do things like get psyllium husk fiber and different things, and that's nice. It's good that they're trying to do something. So what we want you to understand is that there are better solutions that will get you better results, that you'll and more consistent results. And so you have choices, you have options. And that's what we've been doing for these years with our clients, is helping them get better results with their health and get those better choices, better options available to them. With Prosper Nutrition, that's why we started ProsperNutrition.com. There are so many, junk supplements on the market. We saw like there wasn't a direct to consumer high quality supplement line that really provided these essential nutrients for people. These aren't, I think a lot of times when people think of supplements, a lot of times they'll think of, protein powders and like pre-workouts and things like that. But these are foundational nutrients that we're selling. And these are things that can help athletes get better results. They can help with energy. They can help with getting, the nutrients that you need. But it's just missed. It's often missed. So uh,
Jason, I think
yeah,
I know you're going to offer a discount today.
yes,
And along the lines of what's being missed, I don't want the people watching to miss out on the opportunity to get genetic testing to find out how susceptible they are to nutrient deficiencies. Our Nutrigen genomic test will give them that data. We introduced that last week. We talked a little bit about genetic testing, and this is another area that I am just diving deep into studying more about genetics. It's such a fascinating thing to know about how we're wired and how we're designed in at that depth of knowledge at the cellular genetic level and what we're predisposed to doesn't mean we have to end up that way. We're predisposed, therefore, we can avoid the diseases of our forefathers by living in a different way and then applying those nutrient deficiencies that are associated with it. That's our website, and you can download and even look at a sample of the genetic test. But contact the front desk, and I think it's through the before the end of the month, November. This test is offered at 20% off. 20% off. So I know you're offering 10% off on the products.
yeah,
For those of you that do contact Nutrition Health Center, just tell them you want that November, and it comes automatically. We're giving everyone 20% off if they order by the end of the month. And we're
good.
hopeful that people take advantage. I'm excited when I get my test back to review that with everyone. Again, this is a new methodology of me learning about myself and learning about how to better help my clients.
Right. Yeah, that's what we're about. We're constantly learning. We're constantly working on these things. Here's you mentioned this earlier. Just wanted to remind everyone, if you guys would like to read this article that Steve put together, Nutrition Foundations for Restoring Digestion, let us know. You can email info@prospernutrition.com. We will send it over to you. Great article, a lot of great information. And then we also, as well, if you want, um, we can also share this liver gallbladder flush that we were talking about earlier. We've got the instructions for that we can share with y'all as well. And some really, really great. This is kind of an interesting thing. Looking at the image of some, this is what the gallstones will look like if you, it doesn't look like that all the time. A lot of times you kind of have to clean the other garbage off of them. But yeah, that's the stuff that will get stuck in those bile ducts in liver and gallbladder and will come out with the flushing.
And we have not had anyone. There are some fear mongers out there will say, oh, you don't want to do that. It might get stuck in your bile duct. Well, it's already stuck there, folks. It's already stuck in your liver. You're taking these ingredients in a flush to loosen up that material,
Right.
and you're going to see some stuff come out. We
Mhm.
have been doing this flush for over 30 years. We have
Yeah.
never seen complications with it. Uh, in severe cases of people that are very toxic, they've been on a lot of medications. They need to do multiple flushes. I have a picture of a woman she had 5 bowel movements before noontime with her gallbladder flush. She took pictures and of each one. She took them out of the toilet, skimmed them out, put them on a paper towel, put a ruler next to it, and hundreds and hundreds of stones were laid out in this display. Uh,
Mhm.
that would be a more exciting thing to have on that document that we provide, but it just shows people what they look like. They do have a green tint to them. They may have a yellow orange tint to them, which is kind of a cholesterol fatty material. And it may have some white, chunky looking material in there that is typically calcification that builds up there.
Right.
So enjoy
Yeah.
flushing. People that benefit and they end up doing this. We'll talk more about this after the new year. When we get
Hmm.
into detox, we're going to do a class at our office and we're going to start videoing from our classes once a month so you can get more information watching the show.
Yeah, and folks, what Steve was mentioning in regard to doing the flushing and being concerned about, issues, if you are like, I don't want to do the flush yet, I want to make sure I'm healthier, do the supplements that Steve mentioned, the digestion bundle, the all the other supplements, the fish oil, the choline. Take those for a month to 3 months, and that can help get your health up, and that can help you have a lot more confidence that you'll be able to successfully do the flush. We think you'll be fine, but sometimes it helps you get into working on your health a little bit to build that confidence up to be able to do more of these types of things. But if you have questions, you can reach out to us, info@prospernutrition.com. We'd be happy to help you. If you want to get on a program with us, do genetic testing, as Steve mentioned, contact us at the Nutrition and Health Center. Our phone number is on the website. It's 281-440-0024. Our office staff will be able to help you get started. But today, the coupon code for today is 11/22/24 show, and it will give you 10% off all the supplements that we talked about today on your next order. So the next order you place, you'll get 10% off. Use the coupon code 11/22/24 show, and you'll be able to get started with these high quality supplements that get results for people. That's what we've been doing, and we're here for you. We're a family-owned company. We manufacture our supplements here in the U.S., so we're doing the work that needs to be done. So, Steve, thank you so
Jason,
much. Any last
you're
words you
welcome.
have?
Yeah, last word. And I'm glad you mentioned that about we manufacture here in the US. That's because we want the testing to validate everything we're looking for, but we get nutrients, herbs, and natural ingredients from all across the globe, the cleanest areas that we can, the purest areas. like our fish oil, for example, comes from a deep sea, a northern sea off of the North Sea area. It's a mackerel fish, so that's not a U.S. fish. We have a lot more contamination in the waters here. This vitamin C that we get comes from a potato in a very remote area in a European country that's very pristine. And so things like that, the extra expense that's involved for purity and quality and physiological activity, it isn't to you, for your cost is not more of a, most people say, well, it costs more. It actually doesn't. If you look at nutrient viability in the body that come from quality nutrients, you can take fractional amounts of what we provide and get multiple times greater absorption and utilization without damage than you do from conventional supplements that are purchased on the market. So enjoy prospernutrition.com. We're very thankful for this opportunity to offer it to the community and hope you enjoy it.
Yes, thank y'all. Again, coupon code 112224 show, and you'll be able to get that 10% off the supplements. And then contact our office. You can get a limited time discount on the genetic testing. Take advantage of this opportunity, make a difference in your health. You can even give it as a gift during this holiday season. You give these things as a gift to friends and family that you think would appreciate it. So thank y'all for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you next week, and we pray that